for the first time in more than 2,000 years since Jesus passed away, was buried, and came back to life, folks in Jerusalem got quite a shock. News spread fast that Jesus and an angel were spotted strolling around town. People wondered if it was some kind of illusion. But there they were, Jesus and an angel, a stunning sight, drawing a crowd to marvel at the radiant figure. Even more angels joined in, creating a scene unlike anything the modern world had seen before. What's the message these angels are sending? Could this mean Jesus is coming back? We'll explore everything, from comparing it to what the Bible says about Jesus' return to whether this figure might be the Antichrist or just another phony claiming to be Jesus Christ. On a sunny day in Jerusalem, something extraordinary unfolded on the Mount of Olives, etching itself into the memories of all who witnessed it. Imagine the disbelief as a radiant figure descended from the sky, surrounded by other glowing beings resembling angels. The first to spot this wondrous sight were pilgrims, who immediately thought of Jesus. The figure matched the descriptions they'd heard, with long hair, a full beard, and piercing eyes. It was like magic, with the figure glowing from within. For those who saw it, especially in Jerusalem, a place steeped in biblical tales, it felt truly remarkable. Adding to the already stunning scene, angels joined the radiant figure, glowing with pure light. Their wings shimmered in the sunlight, adding to the enchantment. Onlookers were filled with joy and awe. Some found themselves moved to tears of happiness, while others offered silent prayers, grateful for the extraordinary sight. Word of the event quickly spread, captivating everyone's interest. People eagerly made their way to the mount to witness it firsthand, turning the area into a bustling gathering spot. Social media platforms buzzed with accounts and images of the sighting. While some photos were a bit blurry, others captured every detail of the figures and accompanying angels. Among the various recordings, one detail stood out: a white dove descending upon the central figure. Many interpreted this as a symbol of the Holy Spirit, a deeply spiritual presence. As more people gathered, a hush fell over the crowd, each person eagerly awaiting the next chapter of this extraordinary moment. And then, in a moment of profound significance, the serene and commanding figure began to speak. His message was simple yet carried great depth. He spoke of the importance of love and forgiveness, emphasizing that these virtues are the keys to unlocking the kingdom of heaven. He urged listeners to come together in compassion, working towards a world where harmony prevails. The question arises, is this message authentic? Religious leaders and communities worldwide were quick to weigh in on the events unfolding on the Mount of Olives. Some embraced the miracle wholeheartedly, while others sought further evidence before reaching a conclusion. Meanwhile, authorities and scientists delved into the mystery, debating and analyzing the event to unravel its nature and significance. According to the Bible, Jesus is going to come back to earth one day, just like he said he would before he went back to heaven. People have been waiting for this moment for a really long time, thinking it's going to be super exciting and happy. All around the world, believers have been studying and thinking about the prophecies in the Bible, trying to figure out when and how Jesus will come back. The idea of Jesus coming back again is a really big deal in Christian teachings and has given hope and courage to millions of people over the years. Lots of different ideas about what will happen when Jesus comes back have come from looking at the book of Revelation and other parts of the Bible. Some people think it'll be just like how it's written. Jesus will come down from the sky in a huge, powerful way. Others see it more as a big change for people's hearts and spirits, like waking up to a new understanding. Even though there are different opinions about what exactly will happen, most people agree that when Jesus comes back, it'll be like Judgment Day. That's when good people will get rewarded and bad people will have to face the consequences of their actions. This belief is a big motivation for a lot of Christians to try to live good lives and do what's right, hoping to be on the right side when Judgment Day comes around. The anticipation of Jesus' return has sparked various movements and sects within Christianity, each interpreting the prophecy in their distinct way. Some groups have gone as far as setting specific dates for the second coming, only to face disappointment when those dates pass without incident. Despite the uncertainties and debates surrounding the exact details of Jesus' return, the hope and faith in his eventual arrival remain unwavering among believers. The promise of a world renewed and transformed, liberated from suffering and sin, continues to inspire and console those eagerly awaiting the day when Jesus will return to earth. As people continue to await and ready themselves for this monumental event, the teachings of Jesus, urging love, kindness, and compassion, and the embodiment of kingdom values, serve as their guiding principles. The belief in the second coming acts as a beacon, reminding individuals to live with hope and purpose, understanding that one day Jesus will indeed return to fulfill his promise of redemption and restoration. According to the Bible, Jesus' return will be dramatic, characterized by power and glory, accompanied by angels. His presence will be unmistakable, leaving no room for doubt. This belief in Jesus' triumphant return to earth is a foundational aspect of many Christian faiths. During his time on earth, Jesus himself spoke about his eventual return, assuring his disciples that he would come again to establish his kingdom. This promise has been a source of hope and anticipation for Christians throughout history, leading to various interpretations among different denominations. Some Christians interpret Jesus' return literally, believing that he will physically come back to earth in the future. Others understand it as a symbolic or spiritual event, representing a renewal of faith and a transformation of the world. Despite these differences, the belief in Jesus' second coming profoundly influences the beliefs and practices of many Christians worldwide. The concept of Jesus' return is deeply intertwined with eschatology, the theological study of final events in human history and the ultimate destiny of humanity. For many Christians, the second coming is seen as a pivotal moment in God's plan for salvation and redemption. This belief is often associated with themes of judgment, the resurrection of the dead, and the establishment of a new kingdom characterized by righteousness and peace. The New Testament contains numerous references to Jesus' second coming, offering glimpses into what this event might entail. In the book of Revelation, for instance, there are vivid depictions of Jesus returning on a white horse, accompanied by heavenly hosts and angels. While the imagery in Revelation is often symbolic and metaphorical, it underscores the cosmic significance of this eschatological event and the hope it brings to believers. For many Christians, the belief in Jesus' return serves as a profound source of hope and inspiration, particularly during times of adversity and uncertainty. It provides a reassuring conviction that ultimately, justice will prevail, and all things will be set right in the end. This hope for a brighter future is a driving force, encouraging believers to live their lives in accordance with the teachings of Jesus, preparing themselves for the promised kingdom of God. The book of Revelation, found in the New Testament, offers vivid descriptions of Jesus' return, depicting him as a victorious king who will triumph over evil and establish his reign over the earth. In Revelation 17, it is written, "Behold, he is coming with the clouds, and every eye will see him, even those who pierced him, and all tribes of the earth will wail on account of him." This verse underscores the universal significance of Jesus' return, suggesting that it will be a momentous event recognized by people worldwide, profoundly impacting all of humanity. Throughout the Gospels, Jesus also alludes to the dramatic nature of his second coming. In Matthew 24:30, he says, "Then will appear in heaven the sign of the Son of Man, and then all the tribes of the earth will mourn, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory." This passage emphasizes the belief that Jesus' return will be a monumental and awe-inspiring event, marked by unmistakable signs that will leave no room for doubt. When we compare recent sightings to the description of Jesus' second coming in the Bible, it's fascinating to explore the similarities and differences. It leads us to contemplate whether these events align with the biblical narrative. Many have sought to draw connections between recent sightings and the biblical depiction of Jesus' return. In the Bible, this event is described as Jesus descending from the sky with angels. He is portrayed as surrounded by a multitude of angels descending from the heavens in a magnificent and awe-inspiring manner. This event, known as the Second Coming of Jesus Christ, is prophesied in the New Testament. The imagery of Jesus descending from the sky with angels carries deep symbolism in Christian theology, symbolizing his return to earth to judge the living and the dead. This concept holds immense significance, representing the culmination of history and the ultimate triumph of good over evil. It is closely associated with the end times, the day of judgment, and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. In Christian eschatology, the second coming of Christ is viewed as a pivotal event that will bring about the complete redemption and restoration of creation. As we ponder these connections, we may reflect on the messages conveyed by recent sightings and how they resonate with biblical teachings. Meanwhile, Henri continued his mission to spread a message of peace and love to all who would listen. Despite facing challenges and skepticism, Henri remained steadfast in his convictions, attracting a dedicated following drawn to his charismatic and inspiring leadership. His teachings emphasized compassion and forgiveness, embodying the principles of his faith. As Henri's teachings began to gain traction, people from all walks of life were drawn to his message. Some hailed him as a prophet, while others saw him as a figure challenging the prevailing norms of society. Henri's words struck a chord with those disheartened by the corruption and inequality that plagued their communities, leading to a steady increase in his followers. However, Henri's growing influence faced opposition from certain quarters. Religious leaders and government officials perceived him as a threat to their authority, prompting them to launch a concerted effort to undermine his teachings. Henri encountered persistent harassment and persecution, with some resorting to intimidation and violence to silence him. Yet, despite these adversities, Henri remained resolute in his convictions, advocating for peace and unity, and urging his followers to reject hatred and aggression in all its forms. Henri's message sparked a wave of inspiration among many, igniting a desire for a world free from the injustices and inequalities that plagued society. Over time, his influence transcended geographical boundaries, resonating with people from diverse backgrounds and cultures, and fostering a movement for positive change. The imagery of Jesus descending from the sky surrounded by angels has been a recurrent theme in Christian art, literature, and theology. Artists have endeavored to capture the wonder, majesty, and magnificence of this event, portraying Jesus as a divine figure surrounded by celestial beings. The inclusion of angels in these depictions serves to underscore the sacred and transcendent nature of Jesus' return. Interestingly, the belief in Jesus' descent from the sky with angels isn't exclusive to Christianity. In Islam, Jesus, known as Isa in Arabic, is also expected to return in the future as a just and powerful leader. Muslims refer to this event as the Second Coming of Isa, during which he will establish justice and peace on earth. The parallels between Christian and Islamic beliefs concerning Jesus' return highlight the shared reverence for this significant religious figure. The concept of Jesus descending from the sky with angels holds a central place in Christian theology and eschatology, symbolizing the hope and anticipation of believers for the realization of God's divine plan for the world. As a profoundly symbolic and evocative image, it continues to inspire and resonate with the faithful across different religious traditions. Similarly, in the recent sighting, witnesses described a radiant figure descending from the sky, accompanied by shining angels. Another striking similarity lies in the message conveyed during these events. In the Bible, Jesus is depicted as delivering a message of peace, love, and unity, urging humanity to come together under the banner of love and forgiveness. Likewise, in recent reports, the figure is said to impart a message of peace and unity that resonates deeply with all present. The teachings of Jesus in the Bible have left an indelible mark on millions of people worldwide, guiding them towards lives characterized by compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. His timeless message of peace and love transcends cultural and religious boundaries, touching the hearts of individuals from diverse backgrounds. In today's world, marked by conflicts and divisions, the message of peace and unity that Jesus preached holds greater significance than ever before. People from all walks of life are actively seeking ways to bridge divides and foster understanding among one another. Much like the call for unity and love espoused by Jesus during his time on earth, this collective pursuit for harmony echoes not only in religious teachings, but also in various philosophies and movements that strive to unite people for a common purpose. When news spreads of a figure delivering a message of peace and unity, it serves as a poignant reminder of the enduring importance of these values in our modern society. Inspired by such accounts, people are encouraged to set aside their differences and strive towards a shared goal of harmony and cooperation, echoing the vision Jesus had for humanity. Amidst the myriad challenges and uncertainties we face in today's world, the timeless message of peace, love, and unity that Jesus imparted remains a guiding light for those yearning for a brighter future. By uniting under the principles of love and forgiveness, we have the power to cultivate a more compassionate and harmonious world for all. While notable similarities exist between recent events and the biblical narrative, there are also distinct differences worth noting. For instance, the recent event involved a radiant figure and angels descending from the sky, whereas Jesus' prophesied return in the Bible is envisioned as a grand and unmistakable spectacle. According to Christian belief, Jesus will come again in glory, accompanied by angels, and every eye will witness his arrival. Moreover, the recent events seem to convey a message centered on peace and unity. While Jesus' second coming is often associated with themes of judgment and the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. In biblical accounts, Jesus is depicted as a divine judge who will separate the righteous from the wicked. Although the recent event sparked widespread attention and debate among religious leaders, scientists, and the public alike. Jesus' return is regarded by Christians as a future event ordained by God, its timing known only to him. The recent event didn't align with all the biblical prophecies and signs associated with Jesus' second coming. These include the worldwide proclamation of the gospel, the rise of false prophets and deceivers, and the signs in the heavens and on the earth. As for the supposed sighting of Jesus and angels on the Mount of Olives, their whereabouts remain a mystery. Some believe they returned to heaven after their appearance, while others speculate they may still be present, watching over us from above. It's a question open to interpretation, with varying beliefs among different individuals. For those who adhere to the Christian faith, it's commonly believed that Jesus ascended to heaven after his resurrection, so they might assume he returned there following his appearance on the Mount of Olives. As for angels, they're often seen as messengers of God, and some people believe they're ever present, carrying out divine duties wherever needed. These celestial beings are thought to serve as intermediaries between the divine realm and humanity, offering guidance, protection, and delivering important messages to those in need. The concept of angels has persisted throughout history, appearing in religious texts, mythologies, and folklore across different cultures. In Christianity, angels are portrayed as God's loyal servants, fulfilling his will and aiding believers in times of distress. Archangels, like Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael, hold significant roles in the angelic hierarchy, each possessing unique attributes and responsibilities. In Islam, angels are regarded as obedient messengers of Allah, delivering his commands and safeguarding believers from harm. The angel Gabriel, in particular, is revered for delivering revelations to the prophets, including the Quran to Prophet Muhammad. Angels are believed to record human deeds and serve as witnesses on the Day of Judgment, advocating for or against individuals based on their conduct in life. Similarly, in Judaism, angels are viewed as celestial beings created by God to fulfill specific purposes and tasks in the world. Their roles vary, from warrior angels like Michael to healing angels like Raphael, guiding individuals, providing solace, and conveying divine messages to fulfill God's plan for his people. In addition to the Abrahamic religions, angels play significant roles in various other faith traditions. Within Hinduism, celestial beings known as devas and devatas fulfill roles akin to angels, serving as guardians, protectors, and agents of cosmic harmony. Similarly, in Buddhism, celestial beings referred to as devas reside in higher realms, embodying virtues and assisting sentient beings along their spiritual paths. The belief in angels continues to hold sway in contemporary society, offering solace, hope, and a sense of reassurance during times of doubt and adversity. Whether seen as benevolent messengers, guiding spirits, or protective forces, angels occupy a special place in human imagination and spirituality. They serve as conduits bridging the gap between the mundane and the divine, lending their celestial presence to uplift and guide humanity through life's challenges. However, some may view the reported appearance of Jesus and the angels as a singular event, confined to that particular moment and subsequently fading away. They may speculate that Jesus and the angels are no longer present on the Mount of Olives or anywhere else on earth. Conversely, those who do not ascribe to supernatural beliefs might interpret the phenomenon as a mere trick of light or a collective hallucination, casting doubt on the reality of Jesus and the angels' presence. Ultimately, the current whereabouts and significance of Jesus and the angels are subject to individual interpretation and belief. Some may find comfort in the idea that they continue to watch over humanity, while others may regard them as enduring symbols of hope and inspiration, residing within the hearts and minds of those who hold them dear. Some may raise doubts about the authenticity of the reported sighting of Jesus and angels, suggesting the possibility of a hoax or fabrication. They might propose that individuals could have masqueraded as Jesus and angels, orchestrating a deceptive spectacle to mislead others. Such skepticism can be disheartening, casting uncertainty on the veracity of the witnessed event. However, the existence of multiple video recordings capturing the entire episode adds a layer of complexity to this debate. These recordings comprehensively document the luminous figure descending from the sky and the reactions of the gathered crowd, making it challenging to dismiss the event as a mere fabrication. Moreover, the logistics involved in orchestrating such an elaborate hoax would be considerable, prompting some to question its plausibility. Nevertheless, skeptics may still question the credibility of the video evidence, suggesting that it could have been digitally manipulated or edited to create the illusion of a miraculous occurrence. While it's true that videos can be altered, the sheer volume of footage depicting consistent details of the event raises doubts about the feasibility of extensive tampering. Additionally, there's the unsettling possibility that the figure witnessed might not be Jesus at all, but rather the Antichrist. Indeed, any discussion of a purported sighting of Jesus Christ inevitably invites consideration of the Antichrist. Described in biblical literature as a deceitful figure who opposes Christ and seeks to mislead people with false miracles and teachings, the Antichrist is often associated with the end times. Depicted as a charismatic leader capable of leading many astray, the Antichrist's appearance is shrouded in ambiguity and speculation. Returning to the recent event on the Mount of Olives in Jerusalem, eyewitnesses describe observing a radiant figure descending from the sky, accompanied by angels. This figure bore a striking resemblance to traditional portrayals of Jesus, with flowing hair, a beard, and eyes filled with fervor. The presence of angels and the delivery of messages promoting peace and unity evoke echoes of biblical teachings, further complicating interpretations of the event. The concept of the Antichrist is intricately linked with the idea of false miracles and deceptive messages, serving as a poignant reminder for individuals to remain vigilant against manipulative and deceitful influences. While predominantly associated with Christian theology, the archetype of the Antichrist resonates across various religious and cultural narratives, symbolizing a malevolent force that poses a threat to both individuals and society at large. Within Christian belief, the Antichrist is envisaged as a figure who will emerge in the end times as a false messiah, intent on leading humanity astray from the path of righteousness. Rooted in Christian eschatology, the Antichrist is often depicted in association with the Book of Revelation and the concept of Armageddon, representing the climactic battle between good and evil. The portrayal of false miracles and deceptive messages attributed to the Antichrist serves as a poignant admonition for believers to discern truth from falsehood and to steadfastly uphold their faith. Similarly, in Islamic tradition, the figure of Dajjal bears resemblance to the Antichrist, embodying the role of a deceiver who will emerge during the end times to sow corruption and chaos. Muslims are forewarned to be wary of Dajjal's misleading signs and false promises, signifying a period of profound tribulation and spiritual testing preceding the return of the true Messiah, Jesus, Isa. In Jewish mysticism, references to figures like Armalus and Bel mirror the archetype of the Antichrist, symbolizing malevolent forces that must be vanquished through divine intervention. These figures are often associated with the eschatological struggle between good and evil, representing a cosmic battle for the ultimate redemption of the world. Across diverse religious and cultural traditions, the notion of the Antichrist underscores the perennial struggle between truth and deceit, virtue and malevolence. It serves as a potent symbol of the challenges humanity faces in discerning and upholding what is righteous and true amidst the complexities of existence. Beyond religious contexts, the concept of the Antichrist finds resonance in literature, film, and popular culture, where it serves as a symbol of human frailty, greed, and the perpetual battle between light and darkness. Whether depicted as a literal figure or as a metaphor for humanity's darker tendencies, the Antichrist remains a compelling and enduring symbol that continues to captivate audiences and inspire contemplation on the complexities of good and evil in society. Embedded within the narrative of the Antichrist are cautionary messages, reminding individuals to remain vigilant against manipulation, deception, and the allure of false promises. By fostering qualities such as discernment, critical thinking, and a steadfast moral compass, individuals can fortify themselves against the influence of detrimental forces and uphold the values of truth, integrity, and righteousness amidst moral ambiguity and uncertainty. The timeless wisdom inherent in the Antichrist narrative provides invaluable guidance for those navigating the complexities of the human experience. The theme of peace and unity, as emphasized by the figure's message, transcends cultural and religious boundaries, resonating universally. The innate human desire for harmony and cooperation underscores a fundamental aspect of societal cohesion, regardless of one's religious beliefs or affiliations. As we explore spirituality and belief systems, it is essential to approach diverse perspectives with an open mind and a willingness to engage in respectful discourse. By cultivating understanding and empathy, we can bridge divides across different faith traditions and contribute to the cultivation of a more tolerant and inclusive global community. The appearance of angels and the delivery of messages promoting peace may evoke familiar biblical motifs, but their significance extends beyond any single religious framework. By delving into the underlying themes of unity, faith, and deception, we can broaden our understanding of the spiritual and metaphysical dimensions inherent in the world around us. While some may perceive the recent event as miraculous, others might question its authenticity and its alignment with biblical teachings. The sudden emergence of a figure accompanied by angels may evoke skepticism among those well-versed in biblical admonitions regarding false prophets and deceptive signs. Although the message of love, forgiveness, and unity conveyed by the figure may initially appear uplifting and positive, there are those who argue that such teachings could potentially be wielded to manipulate and mislead individuals, diverting them from genuine faith and allegiance to Christ. Furthermore, according to biblical prophecy, Jesus' second coming is prophesied to usher in the rapture and the culmination of the world. As the world continues to persist, with our existence ongoing, it raises the possibility that the figure witnessed may not have been Jesus after all. This prompts contemplation regarding the true identity of the figure. Biblical scripture also alludes to the arrival of the Antichrist as heralding the commencement of the end times, rather than signifying the immediate cessation of the world. Individuals may be ensnared into venerating him and adhering to his teachings, resulting in widespread suffering and turmoil on earth. It's important to recognize that the recent sighting is not an isolated incident, as history is punctuated with individuals who have claimed to be Jesus Christ, or angels without tangible evidence. This raises the pertinent question, what about other reported sightings of individuals purporting to be Jesus Christ in the past? Indeed, across different regions of the world, there are accounts of at least 7 men who assert to be Jesus Christ reincarnated, each amassing devout followers who ardently believe in their divine claims. These individuals hail from diverse backgrounds, ranging from a retired traffic cop in Siberia named Vissarion to a former British spy named David Shaler, who has adopted a feminine guise. Despite their disparate origins, they share a singular conviction that they embody the essence of the Son of God. In 2013, Moses H. Wayne made headlines when he gathered followers in South Africa's KwaZulu-Natal province and proclaimed himself the reincarnation of Jesus Christ. This declaration stirred up significant controversy, sparking discussions and debates among religious scholars, theologians, and the wider public, both locally and internationally. While some regarded him as a prophet spreading a message of peace and love, others approached his claims with skepticism, viewing him as a potentially delusional cult leader seeking fame and power. Wayne's followers, known as the Wayites, exhibited unwavering devotion to him, firmly believing in his divine identity. They congregated in substantial numbers to listen to his teachings and witness what he purported to be miraculous demonstrations of his divine authority. Wayne's magnetic personality and compelling presence attracted individuals from diverse backgrounds, including those who found solace and hope in his words amidst life's uncertainties. As news of Wayne's movement spread, authorities expressed concerns about the possibility of mass hysteria and social unrest. Consequently, they closely monitored his activities and attempted to mitigate his influence. Nevertheless, Wayne's followers remained resolute in their convictions, regarding him as the embodiment of salvation and the catalyst for a new era of spiritual enlightenment. Despite encountering opposition and skepticism, Wayne persevered in sharing his message of love and forgiveness. He implored his followers to embrace principles of compassion and empathy, fostering harmonious relationships not only among themselves, but also with the natural world. Encouraging acts of kindness and generosity, Wayne underscored the significance of extending love and care to all living beings as a fundamental tenet of his teachings. Over time, Moses Hong Wayne's movement underwent significant development, transitioning into a cohesive religious community with its own distinct set of rituals, ceremonies, and practices. Known as the Wayites, his followers established educational institutions, healthcare facilities, and charitable organizations, embodying the principles of altruism and communal service preached by their leader. Although Moses Hong Wayne's claim to be the reincarnation of Jesus Christ continues to spark debate and division, his teachings continue to resonate with his devoted followers, who remain dedicated to preserving his legacy and spreading his message of love and solidarity to the broader community. In the face of skepticism and criticism, Moses Hong Wayne remained steadfast in his conviction regarding his identity as Jesus Christ reincarnated. He claimed to have undergone years of seclusion in the wilderness, mirroring the biblical narrative of Jesus, before emerging as the proclaimed Son of God. Before assuming his role as a spiritual leader, Moses led a conventional life as a jewelry salesman in Johannesburg. However, following his purported reincarnation, he assumed titles such as the Lord of Lords or King of Kings. Critics accused Moses of disrupting families and sowing division through his teachings, alleging that his claims were misleading and divisive. Despite the opposition, Moses remained unwavering in his belief in his divine identity. He maintained that he had engaged in a protracted spiritual struggle with Satan spanning over 2 decades, ultimately claiming victory over the adversary. Many of his followers were older individuals who entrusted him with their financial assets and welfare benefits. Moses even asserted in an interview with Channel Africa his belief in immortality, asserting that God had commanded him to live indefinitely. Moses Hong Wayne's claims about his divine identity and supernatural powers were quite extraordinary. He confidently declared that he possessed the ability to heal various illnesses and ailments through the simple act of laying his hands on those afflicted. His followers eagerly attested to witnessing these supposed miracles, further cementing their belief in his messianic status. Despite encountering widespread skepticism and criticism from both the public and religious authorities, Moses remained steadfast in his beliefs. He saw himself as a prophet misunderstood by many, attributing the doubt cast upon him to the spiritual blindness and lack of faith of his detractors. Nevertheless, Moses continued to attract followers who were captivated by his charismatic persona and the promises of spiritual enlightenment and salvation he offered. As his following grew, so did the controversy surrounding him. Media scrutiny into his background revealed a checkered history marked by allegations of deceit and criminal activity, including fraud and embezzlement. These revelations raised doubts about his moral integrity and true intentions. However, despite the mounting evidence against him, Moses' devoted followers remained unwavering in their support. They staunchly defended him against accusations they perceived as attempts to undermine his divine mission, viewing him as a beacon of hope in a world fraught with uncertainty and suffering. Despite facing increasing accusations and legal challenges, Moses exuded an unwavering confidence, maintaining that his fidelity to his mission rendered him impervious to harm. His rhetoric escalated in intensity, issuing dire warnings of doom for any who opposed him. Concerns among authorities mounted as they foresaw the potential for violence and unrest among his devoted followers, leading to heightened surveillance and intervention efforts. Moses' ascent and subsequent downfall served as a poignant reminder of the significance of critical thinking and skepticism when confronted with claims of supernatural abilities and messianic authority. Despite the tumult and controversy surrounding him, Moses remained resolute in his conviction of being the chosen one, leaving behind a legacy marked by intrigue and doubt. In a surprising turn of events in 2016, Moses took a follower named Angel as his wife, proclaiming their union as the herald of the end times, a religious event signifying the return of Jesus and the ascent of believers to heaven. Angel now carries the title Mother of the Whole World, while Moses has earned the moniker Zulu Jesus due to his penchant for opulence, donning vibrant attire and adorning himself with gold jewelry. Claiming a divine revelation in a dream dating back to 1992, Moses has gathered approximately 40 steadfast followers who adhere to his teachings and convictions. With the emergence of such claims, it's natural to speculate about the potential return of figures like Jesus and angels, perhaps with a new identity this time. Regardless of our individual beliefs, whether rooted in various religions or none at all, we all share a common aspiration: to contribute to a better world. As we navigate our diverse beliefs and values, it's crucial to acknowledge and honor the richness of diversity that exists globally. While some may find comfort and guidance in organized religion, others draw inspiration from secular philosophies or personal life experiences. Despite these variations, our collective desire to foster a more harmonious and compassionate world serves as a unifying force. The pursuit of societal improvement transcends religious affiliations and cultural boundaries, resonating universally with people from all walks of life. Whether we demonstrate this commitment through acts of kindness, engagement in social causes, or simply by striving for personal growth, our underlying motivation remains consistent: to build a more inclusive and fair society for both current and future generations. However, in our endeavor to effect positive change, we must also confront the various challenges and injustices hindering progress. Issues such as poverty, discrimination, environmental degradation, and political instability necessitate collaborative efforts and steadfast commitment. By uniting as a global community, we can address these complex issues with empathy, understanding, and a shared dedication to catalyzing meaningful transformations. Additionally, it's super important to create a vibe where everyone feels included and respected if we want to make the world a more peaceful and connected place. This means being cool with different kinds of people and appreciating the cool perspectives they bring. When we all work together and respect each other, it sets us up for a future where we celebrate our differences instead of freaking out about them. In our world where everything's connected, what one person does can totally impact lots of other people, even folks far away. When we see that we're all in this together and that we kind of need each other, it gives us this awesome power to change stuff on a big scale. Every little act of niceness, every time we stand up for each other, and every moment we understand where someone else is coming from, it's like adding a piece to this huge puzzle of making the world better for everyone. No matter where we're from or what we believe, we're all basically on the same team, wanting a world that's fair, kind, and lasts a long time. So by being chill with our shared humanity and teaming up for a brighter future, we can tackle whatever challenges come our way and make the world a better place for everybody. It's a collective effort to bring Jesus' vision to life. Each of us holds the power to turn his teachings into a reality. Love, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding. These are the values that form the bedrock of a better world. It's on all of us to live by these principles daily, spreading kindness and positivity wherever we go. By practicing empathy and putting others before ourselves, we mirror Jesus' example and inspire those around us. In a world often marred by hate and division, it's more important than ever to embody the values Jesus preached. Instead of giving in to anger and resentment, let's strive for patience, tolerance, and acceptance. Through acts of generosity and charity, we can uplift the marginalized and offer hope to the despairing. By advocating for justice and equality, we work towards dismantling oppressive systems and fostering a society where everyone feels included. Jesus' vision, a world where each person is treated with dignity and respect, touches many hearts, transcending barriers of faith, nationality, and ethnicity. As caretakers of our planet, it's our responsibility to protect the environment and its resources for future generations. By being mindful of our ecological impact and adopting sustainable practices, we honor Jesus' call to stewardship of the earth. On our journey to realize Jesus' vision, we mustn't shy away from tough conversations or uncomfortable situations. It's vital to engage in honest and open dialogue, even when it's challenging. Through these discussions, we grow and learn from one another. By listening to diverse viewpoints and being receptive to feedback, we deepen our understanding of ourselves and others. This readiness to tackle difficult conversations is crucial for personal and spiritual development. In our pursuit of Jesus' vision, we are called to love one another unconditionally and without judgment. This means being willing to extend grace and forgiveness, even when it is difficult. It requires us to show empathy and understanding towards others, even when we may not agree with them. By embodying the love and compassion that Jesus showed to others, we can create a more inclusive and accepting community. As followers of Jesus, we are also called to seek justice and equality for all. This means standing up against injustice and discrimination, even when it is uncomfortable or unpopular. We must be willing to speak out against oppression and advocate for the marginalized and vulnerable in our society. This commitment to social justice is at the core of Jesus' teachings and is essential for living out his vision in today's world. In our pursuit of Jesus' vision, we must also be willing to make sacrifices and take risks for the greater good. This may mean stepping out of our comfort zones and challenging ourselves to do things that are difficult or frightening. It requires us to trust in God's plan and have faith that he will guide us through any challenges we may face. Overall, our pursuit of Jesus' vision requires courage, compassion, and a deep commitment to love and justice. It is not always easy, but by following his example and staying true to our beliefs, we can create a more just and compassionate world for all. It is through openness and dialogue that we can bridge divides and foster understanding among people of diverse backgrounds. By listening attentively and speaking from the heart, we can build bridges of communication and forge connections that transcend barriers of language and culture. As we embark on this journey to turn Jesus' vision into reality, let us remember that change begins with us. Each small act of kindness, each gesture of compassion, and each moment of grace brings us one step closer to realizing the world that Jesus envisioned. Together, let us work towards creating a more peaceful, harmonious, and just society for all. Let us be the change we wish to see in the world, and let us strive to make Jesus' vision a reality in our lifetime. We have to have faith in ourselves and each other, and we have to be determined to keep working towards a better future. So, let's keep moving forward with hope and determination, knowing that we have the power to make the world a better place. Let's continue to believe in our capabilities and in the power of unity. With unwavering determination, we must persist in our efforts to create a brighter tomorrow. Together, we can overcome any obstacles that come our way and strive towards a future filled with opportunities and positivity. It is essential to foster a sense of trust, not only in ourselves, but also in the strength of our collective efforts. By staying committed to our goals and remaining focused on the tasks at hand, we can make significant strides towards building a more inclusive and prosperous world for all. In times of uncertainty and challenges, it is crucial to maintain a sense of optimism and resilience. Let us remain steadfast in our resolve to effect positive change and create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. We're all stronger when we work together. Imagine a team, each person bringing their own talents to the table. Together, we can overcome any obstacle that comes our way. That's because when we have a shared vision, a dream of what we want the world to be, and we take action together, that's when we can truly make a difference. Let's believe in ourselves and each other, because when we join forces, amazing things can happen. Each of us has something special to offer, and when we put those gifts together, we can create positive change for everyone, everywhere. Imagine a world where everyone is treated fairly and with kindness. That's the kind of future we can build together. We can create a world where everyone feels like they belong and their voice matters. So let's keep moving forward, with the belief that a better tomorrow is possible. By working side by side, we can make the world a more just, equal, and healthy place for future generations. With a positive outlook and the will to make a change, we can light the way for a brighter future for all. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our future videos. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and share this video with anyone who might find it inspiring. We appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you again soon. Have a wonderful day.